Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hello. Make sure we are live. Yes, we are. Hello, everybody. It is Sunday today, the 23rd. Yeah, Sunday the 23rd. Hope you guys are doing good. We are gonna continue working on the X-Copilot. Let's do another hour. We finally, I think, got through the major audit stuff. That was a big, annoying audit we had to do. Took us like 2 days. I think we're finally done. Let me make sure my audio is good. Yeah, we're good. Yes, so we're gonna keep cooking today. I think we can finally do some new stuff. I wanted to do a little bit of research about some other stuff, and let's get started, guys. Like I said, let me just get some food going. As usual, I'll probably be here for 30, 40 minutes. I've been doing some building offline, of course. If you guys noticed the GitHub for X-Copilot, we're doing a couple of stuff offline as well. But we just want to maybe do some more testing today and see if we can order some food. All right, we're gonna do some more testing and see if we can maybe add some new features. I'm not sure. I'm thinking we're gonna go for more observability today. We already have Slack integrated somewhere, but we just need to actually wire it in. So maybe I'm not gonna be able to like disclose my env stuff, obviously, for Slack. But I'm thinking, yeah, an observability thing for Slack is a must. So we are gonna set that up right now because this is one thing I feel I'm missing. I'm used to just going to Slack and having a channel where I have a channel in my Slack where it will. Wow, we got some. I'm just looking at some observability from yesterday. Yeah, so we have a couple of stuff here. So we're gonna add observability for X-Copilot, and you guys should all have it if you are. I've noticed a couple of people are building their own their own version of this. At least someone on X replied. Let me reduce my camera really quick so we can get started here. So yeah, this is our my dashboard here on Mergestorm. That's just what I have loaded. We have this Mergestorm stuff. Let me see what we got. I'm gonna go switch to cursor for you guys. I'm just gonna fire off a PR because we have just 3 more stuff left on this God file audit. We already refactored everything. You see the app.tsx is done with. It's under 1,000 lines. So we just have a couple of more nitpicks. But I'm kind of OCD about these audits. The thing is, yes, we can finish this audit now. Everything is landed mostly. But there's a couple of small things. You can see here 1, 2, 3 PRs really that are kind of doing some weird stuff. So let's see. We do want to do this in parallel. So W11 or C2. Let's just do W11 first. It's like it says medium/hard. So I'm gonna fire off Sol on this. Okay, please open up a issue plus a PR for W11. So just tell it like this. It already knows. We're gonna select. I've been using GPT 5.6 Sol medium more and more. The reason being is well, my credits here are almost done with. So we're gonna have to. My resets in 10 days. So I mean, we should be fine. About a week, 2-3 days, we'll be running through all this other models. We still have other kind of stuff available to us, other usage limits. We can use Kimik 3, we can use other stuff. But yeah, GPT 5.6 Sol, they reduced their prices, right? So it's been really good. It's a frontier model for the price of like Opus 5, kind of, right? Something like this, something's maybe even cheaper. So as much as I'm not personally, I haven't really used OpenAI much. I like ChatGPT for the voice chat. Again, I don't have anything like against any company. It just depends on what they have. If they have a good product for cheap, then I use them. There's no loyalty in AI. Everyone's the same. They just switch to the best model at the best price when it's available. So right now, GPT 5.6 Sol medium is great for, as you see, medium work. Fable 5 is still king at the hardest stuff. But the only reason I would throw Fable 5 at this, I wouldn't really throw it at this project. I'm actually, but I would throw it if I need some front end redesign. So anyway, we're gonna let this churn. Let's do the observability stuff. So that's going to be a separate, completely separate PR. So I'm going to actually try to figure out here how we can. We already have observability. I just need to actually set it up. So we could do that. So let me go to cursor again. We can fire this off in parallel. I'm just going to fire this. Okay, so we apparently have observability already set up, I believe, with an analytics service, right? That's a fire and forget. Can you check that we have that set up? If we do have that set up, then I need you to help me set up the actual Slack integration so I can put all these stuff in the env file, etc., etc. Can you just do an analysis, investigate, and tell me what the next steps are so I can properly wire in the Slack observability? Again, the idea is I will have a Slack channel where it will just fire off all of the events, new user signups, any sort of events. I believe we have most of this wired in already, so please investigate and let me know. Okay, this is we got our coffee here, by the way. So let me see what's gonna say. This is not code changes, so we can easily do parallel stuff, and this is kind of completely separate. So I'm not gonna open my env, of course, because that's gonna cook me everything, cook everything I have. So here it is. We should have an analytics. So this src server. Do we not have a proper analytics folder? That's a big issue here. See, we should have a proper analytics folder, not under server. That's the thing. We should have an analytics sidecar. I would like to have it as a separate, and we might have to just rework the analytics. I wanted a straight up separate folder called analytics. I don't know where it put it in. Maybe inside server. I'm not sure. But we don't want this inside of a server. Yes, it put it inside of a server, which is not what I want. I don't want to. Analytics should be separate. You know, if analytics goes down, so be it. It's the core stuff should not fail. So we have analytics URL. We have the analytics port. Analytics secret. What is the analytics secret? Is optional but recommended. Bearer. So it's just a Slack analytics webhook URL. So in Slack, create a channel. Okay, I'm gonna do that really quick. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just wire everything in the way it is now, and then we're gonna redesign this so it's according to my specifications. Just having a separate process for analytics, because right now it's part of the server, which is weird. But let's just wire it in. So as you can see here, the first thing. This is something you guys can do as well if you're doing this. If you're creating a private thing. So go to Slack. I'm not gonna show you this because yeah, it's a little bit sensitive, right? So I'm just gonna create the channel X-Copilot on Slack. You guys can try to follow along. Copilot. So I just created. I already have a Slack group. So I'm just created this here. Let's see. We created a channel called X-Copilot ops or whatever. Add incoming webhook for the channel. Slack app incoming webhooks. Okay. Let me see. So we're just gonna wire it in. Okay. So Slack. More options. Let's see. Where do I go to do this? It says go to add Slack app incoming webhooks. Okay, let me check. Slack app. Admin. Manage members. Damn. Slack app incoming webhook. Where is that? I don't know. I need to ask it. Do you have a link? Sometimes if it just gives you a link, it's better. So this one is gonna be done here with it's already done with the PR. It's probably gonna finish quickly, but we just want to get that Slack stuff because without observability, you got nothing going on, bro. You got nothing. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if you have any users. You don't know if you have a problem with your funnel. You don't know if you need onboarding. You don't know if you need anything. So here it is. I'm gonna open this URL. Okay, great. So now we're gonna create a new app. Create a new app from scratch. Yeah, that's how it is. Create a new app. AI agent. Man, it gives me some weird options here. I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, what do I choose? Because I'm not sure. I remember I've done it before. I have many apps before. I just forget how to do this properly. I want to make sure I'm doing this correct. Choose blank app. That's the empty. Do we have a blank app? Yeah, blank app. Continue. App name X-Copilot. Observability. Workspace. You choose the workspace. Okay. Now. Okay, now what do I need to do? Let's see. Now I need to turn left sidebar incoming webhooks. Okay. Incoming webhooks. Turn it on. Okay, turn it on. And then add new webhook to workspace. All right. Add the new webhook to workspace. We choose this. We choose the channel. X-Copilot. Allow. Let's see. So we got the webhook. Webhook URL. So we got the webhook URL. And now copy the URL and put it. Okay, so I need to do this kind of a little bit hidden. So here's this window. I'm going to do this real quick so that I don't leak everything. I put that in the env. Right. Slack analytics webhook URL equals this. Okay. So we got the URL. That's it. So I'm going to go back here. And let's go back to cursor. And now I can tell it. Okay, I added the Slack webhook URL. I want you to please set up the other env stuff, like the secret. What is it? He wanted the secret for the analytics as well. Analytics secret and analytics URL. Go ahead and set it up. Restart production and tell me if we're good to go. Maybe add some basic smoke tests. Open an issue plus APR for this if needed. I want to make sure we have observability properly wired in. And tell me what events am I expected to see in there. Again, careful, don't leak any secrets in the chat. Just put them in the env if you generate them, etc. Yeah, so just gonna do that. And now let's go back to, while it's doing this, let's go back to here. And we got the X-Copilot. So in this case, just a thing. Well, it created this as a regular PR. So it's not a Mergestorm PR. So if you see this on Mergestorm, you're gonna have to click adopt. You don't need to. I mean, if you want to land this through Mergestorm, you just click adopt. It's gonna adopt it, and it's gonna just get more info on it essentially when it has all the info. Which is already there. It just makes it so it shows up. And after you adopt it, you can land next. We can even remove the adoption part, but it's just one click. That's it. So now we merged this. We can go back. This is a previous. This is our Mergestorm project, and this is just public repos that we forked for some people who wanted to check out Mergestorm. And let's go back here. So we did merge the other one. We merged this one, so I can just tell it. We don't need, 5.6 solve for this. So we merged the PR. Please sync up with main and update the God file audit and tell me what's next, the difficulty levels, and if we can do them both in parallel or we should do that one after the other. Actually, if I'm gonna be syncing up main, let me just let this thing kind of open everything. So it just opens the PR, whatever the heck it does, etc., etc. I don't really want to leak. It's an example here. Okay, it's fine. All right. So we just added a small test, and then we're gonna refactor. We're gonna refactor this analytics out of server, so we just have it into an analytics folder with a separate PM2 manager process. So if you look at our PM2 manager script, this is public, right? So we have. I would love to run everything through PM2 manager, especially if you're doing TypeScript, right? So this one has a couple of commands, but this one is mostly going to just start X-Copilot API and the stats and analytics. So it looks like it's separate, but just the way the code is organized, I don't like how it's just in server as analytics client. It's kind of weird. I prefer this to be just analytics to be in its own folder. So we're gonna refactor this out. Anyway, this opened this PR, so let me just have it sync up to main and kind of do a stuff here. So not in the catalog, skip, not interested, billing for you, card actions. This is, we could add it. So this, as you can see, observability is going to give us a lot of cool stuff. Sign in, takeoff. This is the main one where it kind of burns credit. So you'll see if people are invoking this. Any failures, of course, when you mark posts as interacted. So essentially a lot of events, but there's still a couple of missing. Not interested when you skip a post, when you any billing, and the for you card actions. So this is something we can probably do this today. Just kind of work on it a little bit more because yeah, we want better observability for X-Copilot. And the God file audit is done. I don't know if we can do an architecture audit, but we're still kind of fine tuning some of the workflows and some of the user flows and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think it's really important to do. It's only, this product is still very early. It's not even 1,000 PRs deep. And the product itself is relatively simple, right? It's just like API wrapper with some analytics and an LLM with a tool loop. Add some memory. I mean, it's kind of getting a little bit more involved, but I'm keeping it simple for reasons that we can expand what matters rather than expand features that we think matter. Anyway, let's go. We should actually try to use the product today. So let's go back here. X-Copilot restart. I've been using it. I keep wanting to add a leaderboard stuff, but we will add this when we have a little bit more users. So we are in a 10-day streak now, thankfully. As you can see here, we have a couple of suggested posts that we start from. This is a quote. The quote about optimizing for instances got 36 views and 1 like, matching the operator's pragmatic anti-vanity stance. It's suggesting for me to quote my own post. Let's see what it suggests. Pick a side. Vanity metrics still signal product market fit. Invoices alone ignore distribution and growth. 36 views means the message missed entirely. Okay, this is interesting. 36 views means facts. Followers don't pay rent. Invoices do. Build the thing, get paid, repeat. That's not bad. So this is like a, let's see, let's try this. So we would definitely have to rewrite this as well, which is nice. So it's gonna make you rewrite this. I like the flex, because I did use this. I did use the flex emoji once recently, and it looks like it learned from this. Though I do like it. It's really nice. So let's see. Let's do like followers don't pay a rent. Invoices do. Build it and ship it. Rinse and repeat. Okay. Let's check my edit. This is nearly identical to the graph. Okay, I like it. Yeah, it is too identical. Followers, oh my god, are nice, but they don't pay rent. Invoices do. Ship it, build it, ship it, and get paid. I don't know if it'll let me. It's kind of interesting how it doesn't let you like right away, bro. Let me see, man. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Okay, so we can post this straight from here. And nice and easy, just like this. So that's one post. Let's see what kind of post it actually made. Let's say open on X. We're going to my profile. It takes a second sometimes to update. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is what it kind of requoted the other one. So it's not too bad. Let's actually do the takeoff and search for a couple of threads to see what we got. Yeah, so we've been struggling lately for sure, but it's just, you know how it is. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you have, some days are high, some days are low. But the most important part is we keep it cooking and we keep on trying new things. So let's wait for this to come through. I can check up on Cursor. What's going on here? So it's talking about this. We already have one open. Let's continue with this. This is a medium difficulty, easy slash medium. The only left over, it says open up C2. So it doesn't like, it doesn't want to do it in parallel. I don't think it's medium difficulty. Let's just have Grok do this. Okay, please open an issue plus APR for C2. Do the CSS dedupe. Yeah, this is nice. So just the styles was already really short, but CSS dedupe sounds nice. It's always good to consolidate CSS classes because that stuff was just going to keep on growing. So we'll do this. Now let's go back to Mergestorm to see our in-flight PR, how it's doing. Here it is. For Vortex fan out, CI tests. I'm not sure if CI failed. Let's see if CI failed initially. Yep, looks like CI failed. Yeah. It's not going to rerun CI and follow up patches, so we're just going to go and actually, it might rerun this in this case. We only have one CI. Yep. So if this CI fails again, we will have to just make a follow-up commit to fix the CI. It's not a big issue. So we just have to wait for this a little bit. And meanwhile, let's check the other thing here. Yeah, this is the one that's open and it's CI failed, but this should be good. And this one is going to be opening up another PR. So let's just wait. We need to wait for the churn and we need to wait for the other PR to open. So meanwhile, let's go back here and we got the threads for today. So it's always nice to do a takeoff quickly so that do the takeoff and start replying quickly because it's going to give you threads that are really recent, like 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. So this, if you reply right away, the guy's probably going to see it. This is a nice thread. Move fast and break things is a terrible advice for SaaS. Your users have jobs. They need reliability, not your experiment. That methodology does not mean letting bugs slide or making your app error prone. It means not trying to predict every feature. Moving fast should mean learning fast, not shipping broken stuff to users. I agree for sure. I think there's a fine balance. There is a fine line between shipping too fast and moving too slow. I think ensuring reliability of your core product is monumental. But new features slash initiatives can ship half working. We see that a lot with Frontier AI Labs shipping updates so fast. There's always some weird bug to catch. That's it. I just want to say I agree for sure. Shipping broken stuff to users is not good, but I think it's a fine line on between shipping too fast, shipping too slow, and yeah, leaving your core product alone, making sure your core product remains reliable. Yes, of course, that's important. It's like for Mergestorm. So our core product, the one that's being used the most for sure by a big margin, is Vortex. That's why we make sure Vortex. That's why we upgraded it to be like kind of crazy with all these specialists and all of these specialists. You know, we have governance here, and we have smart routers and all sorts of stuff. But it's very reliable. If you want to disable all this, you can just disable this, and it's gonna go back to the original Vortex that everybody knows and loves. But at the same time, you can turn it on to max mode so you can really get a good fan out. It's a trend. I've seen this trend where people it was some people from Cursor actually. They were talking about how their review process they're using fuzz. I've heard someone say fuzz review. They have their agents do like a fuzz review, which is nice. It's like kind of maybe we just fuzz through the PR, kind of like explore all sorts of random parts. This is in a similar way, kind of like a fuzz review, a little bit more structured because you are deploying a fleet of agents, each on their own lane, each focused on their own lane. Security, architecture, data, performance, test, API, front end. And finally, you need something to control all of these agents because they're just going to go ham, find another finding and get another finding and fix this other finding and fix this. They're going to go crazy. So what do? We introduce an additional agent. I know this feels like you adding more complexity to solve more complexity, but this is kind of like the over the hump, I want to say. Like you kind of go up, up, up in terms of complexity, and then you add just a little bit more complexity so you can finally kind of close the loop almost. So governance agent is our extra complexity, but at the same time, now we can easily add, I can add 10 more agents, 10 more lanes, and this governance is going to ensure that it makes sure that all the agents are doing what they're supposed to do. Um, they're not doing chasing random bugs and random race conditions. That just means that you have to create additional tests and some crazy infrastructure. Sometimes that happens. Vortex will identify some issue, the agent will patch it, Vortex will be like, wait, but now this patch introduces an additional problem. I need you to solve this problem as well. Now it's an additional patch, and that this patch introduces some race condition. Now you have to solve it. So now your PR balloons from, X amount of lines to like 2x amount of lines, all because Vortex found some edge case, and now Cyclone is creating a whole infrastructure for it. This is where governance comes in. Is going to say, wait a second, what are you doing? The PR started like this, and now you're introducing all these extra edge cases and stuff. You got to stop that, revert that, go or stop updating this or revert these changes. That's what governance is going to tell you, and it's only going to come on at round 3+. So each round, when you first do a PR, that's initial review, round 1. We do a follow-up, that's round 2. Now, when you do a third one, that's round 3, that's when governance is going to come in and is going to say, wait, you've already done 2 patches. What is this? What are you doing here? Oh, you're doing this? Okay, fine. Continue doing what you're doing. Fourth one is going to say, wait, you're still going? What are you doing? Oh, you're fixing this? Okay, that's good. Continue. Fifth round will be like, wait a second, what is that? You're fixing something that's never was meant to be fixed or be part of this PR? Stop that. Bam, it stops, the loop converges, and then your PR doesn't keep ballooning. It's a big issue we found. We've been doing this for months already, so I've seen the patterns over and over. And yeah, governance is a nice, it's been very useful. As you can see, it does show up in a lot of PRs, especially the bigger PRs. Like, see, in this case, governance did not get invoked. Why? Because all of these only hit round 2. They hit 2 rounds and they stopped. They got Vortex got all clear, so there was no need for governance. That's why we only started governance on round 3+, because it's very normal to have 1 or 2 rounds, even up to 3 rounds sometimes. It's not a big deal. It only uses 1 credit, so that's the whole idea here. And yeah, most people only use the single core. Some people, the thing is, they like to use core plus other agents like Greptile or CodeRabbit, which is fine. You can go ahead and do that, but the idea is you could just use ours. You don't need any other agents, because we do give you all the lanes. We use the latest models. We have the best prompts. I mean, we have not the best. I can't say objectively we have the best prompts, but I can say these prompts are, first of all, written by Fable 5 and written by Frontier models. They have been refined. They have been tested on hundreds of reviews, and they are fine-tuned. And we've been doing this for months already since the actual loop. Also, not a lot of people trust. Actually, instead of me just blabbing out, let me fix this CI test, because CI seems to fail here. So let me fix this. This was for which PR was that for? That was for the 430, which is this one. Okay, CI failed here. Please do a follow-up commit on the same PR to fix the CI. Do not open a new PR, just make a follow-up commit on 430. So we're just gonna do that real quick here, guys. We did add observability. I know it seems like a little bit of a short stream. This is it seems like this stream has mostly gone from like actually doing real development, because it's these things take time. In 1 hour I can only merge maybe 2, maybe 3 PRs after all the churns. It does kind of take some time. So these streams are more about keeping progress updated, also just talking through my thinking process of how I'm building everything. And also, yes, let me show you guys something on X here, because someone, I'm happy for this. Yeah, someone actually was talking about how they cloned the repo and did something different for that. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Right here, I think. Yesterday. Yeah, someone here said, the God file cleanup never really ends. X API card parsing being its own module is a solid move. I ended up using Twex API. So I want to look into this. What is Twex API? 2x. I don't even know what is this it here. Not really sure. Is this it? XAP. Oh, no, no, no. I don't think we. Yeah. So here's what he did. He did this Twex API. I believe this is using the session cloud, session cookies, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm not. I might be wrong, but it looks like it's PHP SDK for Twitter search. I'm not really sure, but we don't need that. We're using an official API. We don't need anything weird. But he decided to use Twex API for some of that plumbing, so I could focus on the app logic instead. So yeah, everyone tries to. I'm happy that first of all, I'm really happy that he found our repo and then he's using it. He likes it. He decides to do something different with it. I'm very happy. I'd encourage everybody to do this. If you guys have any suggestions or if you need anything as well, feel free to open an issue. We actually have 29 issues. We should close all these issues as well. Let me do that because there's a lot of stale issues. Please look at all the open issues and close any stale ones that already have a PR merged for them, please. That's another thing I need to look at with Mergestorm because it looks like if a PR is tagged with the issue, I don't know why it doesn't automatically close it when it lands. We did fix it by doing the proper issue tagging, but maybe there's just some other nuance. It's just kind of annoying because when you have an issue open and the PR is tagged with it, I would like the issue to automatically close when the PR is merged. Usually that's how GitHub does it, but if there's some plumbing that's not precisely how GitHub, follows that flow, then the issue will remain open even with the PR merged. So that's just another thing. And another thing we're going to be adding in the future is the merge queue. I need to simulate. So obviously I'm doing this as a solo dev. I don't have a huge team of engineers that are shipping 24/7. So I'm not seeing, as a solo dev, you're not going to see a lot of pain points that big teams see. But you can still simulate a big team. For example, I can simulate a merge queue essentially by just firing off a bunch of PRs, kind of working as if I am working as like 10 different engineers, right? So rather than just opening up one PR at a time and merging it and another one, maybe 2 PRs at a time. So not 2, okay, maybe 3 PRs at a time. Start opening like 10 PRs at a time, right? And purposefully wait for all of them to stop churning and purposefully start merging them all. So it'll kind of force this bottleneck, which is this is the next thing we're working on because we do want to scale this significantly. We're very well scaled to handle individual users, even power users. Very well suited. We can easily scale up 2x or 5x within a day, in less than a day. Everything is like ready to scale. We've done a lot of scaling work in the behind the scenes for Mergestorm, especially Vortex. We're running about 5 or 10 instances now. So if I wanted to go to 20 to 50 instances, it's doable. We would need a couple more boxes, but within a day we could scale it if needed. But for enterprise, yeah, this is the bare minimum. We'd need like 50, maybe even 100 instances, all being ready to pick up work and do it all at the same time. So anyway, we closed a bunch of issues. Let's see what actual issues we have left on our repo here, because a lot of them are closed. Let's see here. Only 2 issues. This is the one that's getting fired off. Default analytics 5 forget to the loopback sidecar, and this is as well. So these 2 we pretty much don't have any open issues. So if you guys are using this and you find any issues, please feel free to open an issue. I will take a look at it and address it as fast as we can. So here's our 2 PRs. I don't really use GitHub. I don't really look. Sometimes I look at each individual PRs, but I like to look at my dashboard here because it just has everything you need here. See, so adopt this one. This one is all clear. CI is clean. This is the analytics stuff, so we can land this. And then this one is just the D-tube for CSS. We can also land it. So we're landing both of them. Technically, I think it would be good to put this in a merge queue, right? So we're gonna be working on the merge queue next. GitHub has a merge queue, I believe. The whole idea with the merge queue is like you merge a PR and then you run the CI and everything, and if it passes, then you finalize it. then you merge the next PR. And if a PR, once it's merged, if something fails, you bounce it back to the dev to fix it. Something like this. I need to really explore exactly how it works, but this is the basic idea for a merge queue, and trying to do that next as well. So let's go back here. We didn't merge everything here, so this one, we merged this PR, and we also merged this PR. So we merged the PR already. Please sync up with main, restart production and the front end if needed, and make sure we're all good to go. So this one is going to sync up main and restart production. After this is done, I'm going to ask this one to just open the to just update the report. I'm going to actually, please go ahead and update the God file audit because we have merged the previous PR. Do not sync up with main or anything, but just update the God file audit and tell me if we have anything else left. So this one is just going to restart production, everything. So now the analytics and the observability can actually be wired in and actually send me notifications. This one is just going to really last stuff on a God file audit. Maybe there's one more PR we have left, but literally that's it. We're all done here. And besides that, observability is going to be wired in. We've used the product a little bit. It seems like it's decent now. It's a lot better. It's giving me good threads to work with. Everything seems fine. So observability is next. Distribution is something I'm going to start thinking about today, tomorrow. This distribution, we are going to be building it in private most likely, because it's just going to be a separate product. The moat in this case is going to be distribution because our product itself is open source. So let's see this one. Choose one. Solo founder, full control, co-founder, shared load. You're starting a new SaaS. Which path? Shipping fast enough that the market told me what to build next. Co-founder, load sharing sounds nice, but decision speed drops a lot. Choose one. Solo founder, full control, co-founder, shared load. I'm cool with solo founder until significant MRR. Then dilute my control. Delegate more work and push to scale as fast as possible. That's it. That's what I like to do, bro. My goal is I don't care about control. Let's put it this way. It's nice to have control now, obviously, as a solo founder. It's nice to have control. It's also a lot of responsibility, but I'm not like, it's not some existential crisis. I need control and I don't want to give away control. It has nothing to do with that. It just, I think solo founder, you get control. You need to prove yourself that you're able to grow the product to a degree, gets positive MRR, and actually scale it and continue a positive trajectory. And that's when, once you can get that first kind of lift off, after that, yeah, you should relinquish some control, delegate, get VC, get investments, and scale this as fast as possible. Because if you're not going to scale this, once you get that initial traction, I learned it the hard way. Once you get that initial traction, yes, you can keep going alone. You can build a good amount of traction. You can make a good amount of money. But someone else is going to overtake you. Someone else is going to outscale you. And then your business is going to die. So if you get that initial traction, that's an initial spark. You need to keep scaling. You can survive for a year or 2 years. But after a couple of years, the market will catch up. Other companies will outscale you. And you're going to be cooked. So that's what we're doing here. All right. So I think we're almost done here. My food is almost here. Let's see what we're at with cursor. Let me just go back here. So, oh, we are here. So we're good here. Everything is deployed. Everything is restarted. No Slack errors. So we're good. We're all logged in and wired in. For this one, for the audit and Canvas, what do we got? We just C3. Optional and off audit. The file size CI ratchet was never added. Yeah, let's do C3. Standardize breakpoints and change this usages. Yeah, easy code, medium visual. Okay, let's do that. Okay, please open an issue plus APR for C3. So this is pretty much the final part. We're done with this God file audit. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish it tonight. Tomorrow we're not gonna have to deal with this at all. So I think that's it, guys. And my food is here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I know this was, how long was this stream? This was probably 30, 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes. Right. So we've done a decent amount here. We've finished up the God file audit, just redone, wired in the observability finally. And overnight, I'm gonna keep working on this, obviously, but at this point, I want to keep using the product more, so I know exactly what pain points we have. The product itself is kind of like in alpha/beta version. Everything is kind of there, right? A couple of stuff maybe you can polish, maybe some mobile issues, maybe some mobile layouts that we can polish. So mobile looks decent though. Just a couple of small issues. I just need to. I would like to use this product a little bit more to identify any pain points. Analytics as well. This voice stuff updated 6 days ago, so that's something I want to look into. Make sure we're actually running a loop every 24 hours to update this, or maybe this updated number is not properly showing because this post is growing. So that's one little issue. For the analytics as well, there's just this layout issue. I want to redesign the page a little bit so this gives you more information about the things that you want to post, and also make sure that we are wired in properly into the analytics for the suggestions. So the suggestions actually pulls from your analytics. I'm pretty sure it does. And other than that, yeah, I think that's really it here. I mean, we can try to optimize some of our searches maybe, but we've done a lot of work for the first couple of weeks. We've really worked a lot on the memory and the searching and filtering, and this has been tuned in pretty well. If you go to the settings, you can see a lot of different settings here that you can change. Max post characters. This is your account. Let me go back to settings. This account. This, for example, settings. This account button does not need to be full width. Cool threads target. This is something maybe we can adjust because obviously if you set it to 20, it's gonna burn more credits. So stuff like this is just a little bit of stuff around the edges. Excluded accounts. You can remove them. You can excluded tags. We also have a list of available tags you can exclude. So just a little bit of a niche settings just for yourself, but we already kind of give you basic default settings that are really good. Then we have the agenda stuff. Looks pretty decent. Everything is okay here. I don't like how thick these lines are. I feel like it should all be the same height, and then you just expand them. So that's another layout issue. So you can see just a little bit of layout stuff, nothing major. I mean, here, for example, make this a little bit shorter or whatever, or maybe the same size. So it's just small layout issues. When it comes to like actual killer features, I feel like we're still missing a couple of like killer features, right? So something maybe analyze, like one post that is, try something, for example, out of suggested, it should suggest one post, it'll probably go viral. You should try another post, something completely different, a different angle. Something orthogonal, you want to just maybe make a post to see if it will stick, and maybe some other angle where we'll just analyze pull from a completely different subset of posts. So this is something coming up next, but the idea is we want to essentially personalize this as much as possible to your account, to your usage, and this is where this whole interaction stuff comes in handy. This is why we built this from day one, the interactive memory stuff and the not interested. So this is another thing I want to kind of lean into a little bit more. Specifically, we already collect stats. So see, obviously this is recent, so we don't have stats 1 hour after, but for something that's 1 hour and older, we already get views. See, this is pretty decent. 12 hours ago, 170 views, 24 hours still pending. So all these kind of things, they're really nice, but we just need to keep polishing it around the edges and continue to build this. So as I mentioned, building the product a lot of times is one of the fastest and one of the easiest things. Distribution is one of the hardest parts. And just making sure you have your flow, your funnel optimized properly. We also need to properly go through onboarding. I want to create a certain maybe toggle for admin where you can kind of pretend to be a brand new user, so you can actually properly test how a new user would interact and how a new user would actually get onboarded. I think it's an important thing because a lot of times you're testing the app signed in already, so you never go through the onboarding flow. But the onboarding flow is literally the first thing a new user sees, so that needs to be tuned properly. So I think tomorrow we're gonna properly implement either a test or some flow where we can properly test onboarding, even if we have an account. So we don't need to continuously sign in with brand new accounts. Maybe I could just have a toggle where it'll go through the whole onboarding flow, pretend like I'm a brand new user, I have nothing linked, walk me through the whole flow, and when it's finally done with onboarding, that's when it'll stop. Something like this is a nice way to kind of really build out a proper onboarding testing suite, so to speak. You can run, again, you can invoke Grok bot, one of those agents, to use a computer and a brand new account, but it still creates friction because you continually either have to create a separate account to log into, and then after you do the onboarding, you have to manually wipe it. So this is kind of a painful part, but it's a very important part of a product to test the onboarding flow of how a user sees your product and how it works for a brand new user who just signs up. That's a big flow that a lot of people, including myself, miss and don't pay enough attention to, but it's one of the most important things. That's literally the first thing that a user sees when it first signs up to your website. If that flow is broken and it's something you don't really pay attention to, instantly it's going to be a huge drop off. So as you notice right now, we're in this stage of trying to optimize the funnel, the flow. The product is there. The product doesn't need to be amazing. It just needs to be a good product, decent product, and then once you have the good enough funnel, then you can start optimizing for different parts, better CTAs, upsells, whatever else you want. But until you have the funnel. So that's why we started today with observability. So now we wired in Slack. So every action, or at least almost every action, is going to send you a notification on Slack, so you can track it, so you can see what's going on. And overnight, I'm also going to just refactor the observability a little bit, so the analytics part lives separately from the server, completely separate process, fire and forget. So the server should run the same whether analytics is online or offline. That's very important for me, just this general separation, because analytics can grow in complexity. We might also introduce a different loop, one that runs every 24 hours. This is something I do have for Mergestorm. So it's a loop that runs every 24 hours. It checks your logs. It checks the logs for for your system. It will check the logs, check all the activity, and give you a report. Tell you whether you're growing, whether you're not growing. And just kind of a basic report. Gives you a really nice daily summary of what's going on. So that's something we're going to add tomorrow. And that's what we're building towards over this next week. So past 2-3 weeks, as you notice, it was first 2 weeks, it was mostly building the product from scratch. The third week was kind of, we spent some time refactoring, stabilizing everything. Now this week we're adding observability, starting to work on distribution, and starting to work on proper onboarding. So this is our plan for today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next one.